Welcome back to another episode of the Mamas Podcast. I'm your host, Madison Walker, and in case you didn't know, or maybe you forgot, Mamas is an acronym that stands for Madison on Motherhood, Marriage, and Stuff. Welcome back. We're outside today filming. Hopefully, the birds are not too loud or distracting. Also, it's been raining a lot this week. If you're watching the video, you can probably see some more storm clouds behind me. So, hopefully, we get through this without getting poured on. We went to my bonus son's game last night, ball game. Absolutely got poured on. My youngest, thankfully I had a blanket because I did not bring an umbrella. I don't know, I didn't even think about it. Drenched. My youngest was the driest out of everybody, thankfully, but we were soaking wet. It was insane. Lesson learned, pack an umbrella in every single car. All right. Well, before we dive too much into this week's episode, this week we're talking about the wicked stepmother. I just thought it was a fitting title. Um, let's go ahead and start off with a prayer. We're doing that every episode now. So if you would quickly join me, that would be wonderful. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you again for another beautiful day. Thank you for bringing us here. Thank you for the person on the other side of this phone, on the other side of this podcast. I do not know what has brought them here, but I ask and I pray that they're here for a reason and that they have open ears and open mind and open heart to what I have to say today. Please guide my words. Please guide this podcast. May it reach the people who need it. May it be helpful. May it help bring a sense of community to those who are needing it. I thank you for this platform. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for dying for us. Amen. Short, sweet, and simple, right to the point. So, you guys seem to like my one episode a couple episodes ago that I said being a stepmom was not really on my bucket list. That one seems to have been doing the best so far. So, I thought, why not dive a little bit into the whole stepmother area again? And it's kind of relevant to my current life. So, why not? I have a friend who's also a stepmom, and I was talking to her recently, and she referred to herself as the wicked stepmother. And this woman is far from wicked. She is one of the kindest, funniest, sweetest people I've ever met. And I found out recently she's been listening to the podcasts. Shout out to Linda. Hi. And she encouraged me to keep doing what I'm doing because it's helping her with her grandkids, which is amazing to hear. But anyway, she referred to herself as the wicked stepmother, and it just made me giggle inside because like, should we just start embracing it? Should all of us stepmoms just start referring to ourselves as the wicked stepmother? I mean, I did the other day because why not? It's how we're portrayed anyway, right? Cope with the dark humor. We might as well just wear it proudly. I don't really know, but stepmoms have such a horrible rep, and I was diving into this a little bit. Do you know how many shows, especially kid shows and movies, have stepmoms as being horrible? Cinderella, Snow White, Hansel and Gretel, Ella Enchanted, The Parent Trap, another Cinderella story. I mean, that's just a few. But they all portray stepmoms as being absolutely horrible. Those are all the shows I grew up watching, right? And yeah, you get into your head that a stepmom is just this horrible, mean person. And the way that they're portrayed on social media, on movies, on TV shows, doesn't help that at all. An additional note here, I haven't looked into it, but off the top of my head right now, I can't really think of movies or shows that there's a stepdad that's portrayed as horrible. Like 99% of the time, it's the stepmoms. And that's just ucky. Now, I know when you look for the bad, that's all you're going to see. So I did do a little bit of research and I was like, show me some movies and TV shows that have good stepmoms. Not a lot came up. Yours, Mine, and Ours was one that came up, and I am familiar with that movie. I think it's cute. Instant Family came up, but also not 100% because it's not like really a bit of a, I don't know. And then Despicable Me also was on there, but I think that I would argue that a little bit because there wasn't a bio mom in the picture to begin with. She kind of became like I mean, I guess a stepmom in a way, but also like more of an adoptive mom, I feel like, more than a stepmom. But whatever Google said, Despicable Me falls into that category. So I argue that a little bit, but I did look for the good, okay? I wanted to see was there what movies are out there, what TV shows are out there, what kid shows are out there that portray stepmoms as good. And truthfully, there's just not a lot. And that's just the facts. There's a ton more that are negative. And so the media influence today is not very kind to us stepmoms. They still very much so portray stepmoms as being controlling, jealous, cold, and being threats to the biological lineage. Did I say that right? I want to say lineage, but I'm not sure which way is right now. Lineage, whatever. To the biological family, stepmoms are most times than not portrayed as threats. And so, like, how does this affect us real stepmoms in today's society? Now, personally, I'll just put this out there for kicks and giggles. I can't complain too bad when it comes to our co-parenting situation. Um, it gets better every single year. Our child's well-being is what's most important. We talk, we communicate, we help each other out where we can. I can't complain. But I know it's not the case for everybody. And the fact of the matter is, it's still a lot. There's a big emotional toll. There's a lot of guilt sometimes. There's insecurities. There's pressure to prove that you're not evil. And there's a lot of judgment from outsiders, whether that's a school setting or even extended family. And I have 100% felt that in more ways than not. But I would say, like, the pressure to prove that you're not evil, it's just weird. It gets there. And I think if and when you also are putting your life out on social media, you hear and you see so much of this negativity all the time. It's just in my head constantly. I feel like I'm constantly walking on eggshells, trying to be aware of what I say and how I say it, or what I do and where I'm at. Don't be too excited or too loving or too overbearing, and don't try to overstep. Like, there's just an insane amount of pressure and insecurities come into that, which is weird. Like, we all are human, whatever. It's normal, it's natural to be insecure, but I also feel like I oftentimes have a lot of confidence in who I am as a person, who I am as a mom. And there's things that, since I'm now a bio mom, I would do things, I would be a parent, I would hold boundaries, and I wouldn't question myself. I wouldn't care what other people have to say about it, because I'm like, well, it's not your kid, it's not your family. I feel good about this. This is where we're at. If you don't like it, tough toots. Suck my toes, right? Like, your opinion really doesn't matter. But then when it comes to being a stepmom, I almost question and second guess everything that I do, everything that I say. Should I have said that? Should I have done that? Should I just kept my mouth shut? It's insane the amount of ways that I question myself as a person, as a parent, as a stepmom, that I don't even think twice of as a bio mom. Things that I've just realized over the last 7 months. But then there's also the parenting challenges, like I said, feeling like you're walking on eggshells, or that you don't have the same authority as a bio parent. And again, everyone's situation looks so different with how that is navigated with bio parents and co-parenting and the step parents. And for us personally, that bird up there is very loud and annoying. Um, I have always ran things by my husband, especially when it came to with my bonus son, and I still do with our bio baby, but like, not feeling like I have a say, not feeling like I have authority. That's, yeah, definitely the best wording to put it. Especially then when it has come to extended family. And so I've always just, it's been hard to navigate that. And I would say over this last, truthfully, like 2 months, I have started to just feel a lot more confident in my role and who I am and where I'm at and where I stand. And my husband has always been very supportive of that. Don't get me wrong. Like, he has always been telling me, like, you have a place, your voice is worthy, you have a say, I care about what you have to say. it's just been in my own head, and then a lot of outside extended family, things like that, whose thoughts and opinions really get to me, or not wanting to even overstep or walk on, or like push boundaries or walk on eggshells around them, and not trying to upset anybody, when the fact of the matter is, like, this is our family, this is our kid. We do have a say. What we want to do as a family is important. But it's so interesting to navigate. That is the best way to put it. So recently, I think I've mentioned it a couple of times, my bonus baby has started therapy, and I didn't know whether or not I should go. And so I went the first time, and I had our bio baby too. And it was a smallerish room. So it was a therapist, myself, my husband, our baby, bio mom, and my bonus baby. So there's 6 of us in this room that also has like a couch and toys. And the couch is big enough for all of us to sit on it, but I really didn't know where the heck to sit and where to put myself, especially our first session. Because a therapist has like her seat, and it's facing the couch. And so bio mom and my husband sat on the couch, and then my bonus baby was just playing, and then I had my bio baby, and I didn't know where to put myself. Like, I didn't want to go put myself on the couch, because look, like, you guys are the parents. This is important. You know, you guys are the therapist. I'm here for support. I can help with the kids, whatever. Didn't want to push myself in the middle, but then like being in the back of the room was really awkward and kind of weird. And so that first session afterwards, I just straight up asked the therapist, do you think it's beneficial for me to be here? Do you want me to be here? I don't want to be in the way. I want to be supportive. Like, straight up, what are your thoughts and opinions? Because I got some weird vibes that first session. And she was like, I mean, yeah, it's fine as long as my bonus son wants me here. It's okay. Like, you can be here. I was like, okay. Still felt kind of weird about it. So I talked to some family members and such, and talked a lot with my husband. I'm like, I just don't want to overstep. I don't want to be overbearing. I don't want to come across as like this know-it-all stepmom or anything of that sort. Like, I just want to be supportive. I want my bonus son, to know that I'm there for him. I love him. I support him. And the fact of the matter is, I am a very active role. I'm a very active parent in his life. I'm around, like, and I'm not going anywhere. But I do mornings with him, especially during the weekday. My husband goes to work early, so it's just me doing the mornings. I typically do school pickup in afternoons. So I have him a lot. That's the fact of the matter. And I'm not going anywhere. So it took a while for me just to be like, it is okay for me to go. I want to go. Again, as long as my bonus son is okay with me being there, and also our bio son. Because it's therapy for him. I want him to feel like he has space to talk or do what he needs to do, and not feel like baby brother is always. I know it's a transition, so I just didn't want baby brother going to feel like too much. And so we've talked to him, and we still continue to ask him. He's like, of course I want you there. Why would I not want you there? But that is just like a personal experience, especially more recently, where I have felt more confident in my role of like, this is the fact of the matter. For so long before we were married, especially, it was like, you're just a girlfriend. I'm just a girlfriend. But now I'm like, I am the actual legit stepmom, bonus mom. We're married. Like, we don't believe in the D word. We don't believe in divorce. Like, I'm not going anywhere. I love this kiddo. I want to help this kiddo in every way possible. I want him to feel loved and supported by me in every single area of his life. And so, with all that being said, to kind of wrap things up, here's some truths to remember. If you are a stepmom, maybe you're recently becoming into a stepmom role, maybe you've been there for a while. Stepmoms can be nurturing. We can be kind. We are patient. We do have important roles in our kids' lives. And so, even though we have all of this social media influence and portrayed stuff going on all the like everywhere, movies, social media, all that kind of jazz, the truths are there to remember that you are a kind person, you are important, you do matter, you play a very important role in your bonus babies' lives. You are patient, you are kind, and we don't have to be perfect. we don't have to prove anything. So if, whether you're just coming around or maybe you've been around for a little bit, I sound like a broken record when I tell parents over and over and over again, we do not have to be perfect. We aren't even trying to be perfect because being perfect is unrealistic. We're never going to hit that, okay? What's important is being present with our kids. We want to focus on building a safe and secure, real relationship with our bonus babies, not just trying to put on a show or being so worried about what the outside world has to say. Focus on what matters. Focus what's real and what's right in front of you, which is building a safe, secure, real, loving, connected relationship with your bonus baby, which is what I help teach, which is what I help parents understand, which is why I really want to reach out to more of a stepmom, stepdad world. Like, I want to be more in that community. I want to create such a safe community for stepmoms and stepdads because I know firsthand how challenging that can be and how difficult it can be. And I know how much learning what a safe and secure relationship actually looks like, learning how to have healthy conversations, how to have healthy boundaries, how to connect with your kid and your bonus baby, like how amazing that is and how much it's changed my relationship with my bonus baby. So I want that for every single step parent out there. He was just trying to do our best and trying to show up and be present and have a good relationship with our bonus babies. I have the secrets. I have the secret sauce. I have the recipe for you. And I really want to give it to everyone out there who is seeking connection, seeking security, and feeling confident in your role as not only a parent, but a step parent as well. My other advice and like truth and things that you can do is connect with other stepmoms who get it. There's tons of Facebook groups out there. If you just Google, you know, there's big ones, but I bet if you get even more specific in your area, you might be able to find some that are smaller. And if there's not, you can always create your own. I've done that myself, is started groups and looking for stepmoms in the area that we can just connect, meet up, get coffee, just have a sense of community. And there's pros and cons to doing things more local, is you might start to know people and you might start to make connections, and it can be tricky to sometimes share your truth and your stories or what you're going through without, you don't want to be disrespectful, you don't want it to go around, whatever that may be. There are pros and cons for sure. But just knowing that you aren't alone can be so helpful and so beneficial. So you can look for Facebook groups, you can start your own, meet up for coffee, and just remind yourself of who you are. Daily affirmations not only help you personally in your everyday life, but if you're struggling a little bit more of your role of stepmom, you are kind, you are loving, you are funny, you are worthy. It is okay. You are here for a reason. You can be such an important role for your bonus baby that even though it's hard right now and you might be through the trenches and having to be the bigger person, just maybe someday when they're older and they get it because their brain is developed and all that kind of fun stuff, they're going to see it. They're going to appreciate it. They're going to see what you've done, the love that you've continued to give, the work that you put in, and it's going to mean so much for them. It does right now. It means a lot for them right now and whatever age they're at. But I just think sometimes of like someday, like these things that seem really big right now, this isn't forever. It's just a season, and there's going to come a point where like we're not quote unquote co-parenting, like when they're 18, 19, 20 and they're out on their own, you are just going to have a relationship with your kiddo. Now you can still have a relationship with the co-parents, absolutely, but what's really going to matter is the relationship you have with your child, because they'll get to an age where they decide whether or not they want to keep that relationship with you. It's just the facts of the matter. And it's important for us, for me, and I hope it's important for you too, that that relationship is really what's important now, and what's going to be important later down the road is to have that loving, safe, secure relationship with your kiddo. And remind yourself, I'll remind you, I need to remind myself, you're not a villain, okay? You're a bonus. and your story deserves to be heard without a fairy tale filter. So even though we are constantly portrayed as wicked and evil, you're not a villain. You matter, you are loved, you are important. I referred to myself as the wicked stepmother the other day just because I could. I don't have a good reason. And my husband was like, "Are you referring to the Wicked Witch of the West, like um Wicked, the movie with Alphaba and Glinda has come out recently?" And I freaking love that movie. But he's like, "Remember who the true villain is?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, the Wicked Witch is portrayed, especially in Wizard of Oz, as being horrible. But when you watch Wicked, you see that she actually has very good morals. She's actually a very good person. She is true to herself. And those are the things and the qualities that matter most. At least I think so." So, all right, that pretty much wraps up this episode. I hope you just hear that you are important. If you're a stepmom, you matter, you're loving, you're kind. If you know somebody in your life, maybe you're not a stepmom, but maybe you have friends, family, somebody in your life who is a stepmom, send them a text. Just let them know that they're doing a good job. And you know what? It doesn't even have to be a stepmom, it can just be a mom friend, a mom that you know. That simple text of just saying, "Hey, you're doing a good job. You're a good mom. You're a good stepmom. You're a good stepdad. You're a good dad," could really mean a lot. Just feeling validated, feeling seen is a basic need of the human being. It's a need, and it feels so good to have that need met. So, if anyone comes to your mind throughout this podcast, just send them a little text. Let them know, "Hey, I'm thinking of you. I see you. You're doing a great job. You're a good mom. You're a good bonus mom. You're doing a great job. We love you." Feel free to share your story on any of my socials. Wherever you're watching, you can share your story. You can send it to me privately if you just even want to feel heard or seen. I can do that for you. I can help remind you of your value and your worth. But feel free to share any of your stories, any of your wins, a moment where you felt like this is when that moment where I realized I matter and I'm important and I have a role as a stepmom and I'm proud of it. Share your story. That's a win. That's important. It's so great. And something that I think some of us struggle with, we don't even realize it. But then we tend to have that aha moment. Like, this is that time when I realized my role is important and I feel good in it. And also join my community. So not only this podcast, but on any of my socials, Instagram, TikTok, you can join my Facebook group. We do have bio moms and we have stepmoms in there, but it's called Becoming a Conscious Parent. You can find it through my socials. A link could bring you right there. If you need help, reach out to me and I can send you the link directly. But that's a community you can join where you won't feel so alone. Also, lots of deals and exclusive stuff is in there and will be coming more and more. Like, more is coming. I'm working on a lot of things behind the scenes right now, which I'm not going to announce yet, but I will soon. So thank you guys so much for being here. If your quote unquote homework for this week is just to reach out to a mom or a stepmom and let them know that they're doing a great job. Thank you guys for being here. I look forward to talking with you again next week. Until then, aim straight, shoot straight.